Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to ATI Pro Media. We're powered by advanced trading. Well, the script just keeps writing itself. We're going to give you today's news today. And things, who knows? Maybe something will break while we're live on the show. If that did happen, you know what we'd do? If something broke and it was huge, big news, we'd give you one of these. But we don't have one of those today. No crazy breaking news. Hey, I bit down on some fake news stuff yesterday. I'm embarrassed for myself. I really bit down on some stuff. There was all types of vicious stuff coming out on the internet last night. I thought some of it was true. It did move the S&P 500 and some other markets. But markets that you're showing up for here today, I imagine you're interested in that corn bean rally. Or what was that corn bean rally? Giving it up here as we go. Real quick before we get started to show, I was at the Porter County Fair last night, had several people compliment Brady, Connor, the whole crew. They said they watch our show. I didn't even know they knew we had a show. So it was really neat. 3 individual farmers who I very lightly know said, I love watching the show. Keep it up. And as always, thank you. You know, we do it for you. All right, let's take it to LaSalle Street and see what we can do here. D's corn up 3.5. Sep beans up 6. No beans up 6. They were up 14 a little bit ago. Meal lower, oil lower. Border trade wheat down 2. Casey wheat up 1. Hard red spring up a half. Getting a really good chunk through wheat harvest when it comes to that Brady Huck area. He'll bring that up. He's on the show today. Live cattle up a little bit, up 20. Feeders down, some volatility there. Big news here in the cattle coming back from very low levels. Hogs, love to see this up 120. Good news for the hog people. I think we have Tony Dunker on this afternoon. She might talk a little bit about hogs. We got a great lineup of premium contributors here this week. We're going to record a lot of content today for premium because we will be hitting the road, South Dakota or bust. All right, Wall Street Jojo, gold up $10, silver lower, 2s, 5s, 10s, 30s, all up. That means interest rates lower. About a really good chance we're going to have a quarter point rate cut, and then another really good chance we're going to do maybe one more. Crude oil down 80, natural gas down 50. Keep an eye on that natural gas, folks. Traders really watch that when the weather gets hot. That's a great indication of those air conditioners being turned on here. So natural gas coming off that low 2000 level. Like to see it. Don't know why I didn't buy a little for myself. Dow Jones up 10, NASDAQ down 28, S&P up 6. One of the quietest days I've seen in stock land. Little selling in Bitcoin. Bitcoin down 2,200. Hey, it's Bitcoin. It's allowed to do that. Dr. Copper. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll have to look at a chart. Dr. Copper down. Today will be the 7th or 8th day, but no correlation there today with copper trading down and stock market going up. Usually, copper is a good indicator, but China lowered rates and some other stuff. Let's bring him in the show, B Huck, because that's who they were complimenting. They said, I like that cattle guy you got on that show. I said, well, I like him too, that little teddy bear. He shows up every day and gives us a heck of a show. And let's get into it. Full screen on Brady Huck so I could drink some coffee.
Good morning, Tommy G. Yeah, it's a good day.
Full
good
screen
day
on
in
Brady,
America.
I said.
Got a little green on the screen on the boards. I can't wait for Tony Dunker to get in and do a little premium content on hogs because that hog market is moving. Hogs are moving.
I might have to buy a hog sound on this, but she's a fan favorite. The crowd just loves Tony Dunker.
She is, yeah. Don't buy a squealing pig sound. That's a terrible sound. I don't want to hear that at all.
Oh, Lord. You can't tell me what to buy. It's my credit card. All right.
I'm going to jump into a couple headlines here.
Telling me not to buy something's like telling Connor's wife not to buy any flowers when she goes to Home Depot or Lowe's.
Boxes of Amazon Prime will be showing up.
Oh, my God. It was Prime Day the other day, and there's almost a cardboard fire at my house. It's unbelievable what's going on here. What do we got in markets? That's what people show up here for.
Well, let's talk. Got a couple headlines to roll through here. We'll get the bad news one out of the way first, but Brazil's second crop corn harvest 83% complete versus a year ago at 47%. That's, competition with U.S. corn exports. So being ahead of pace there, that those bushels will be hitting the market. A lot of those go straight to the export supply chain. But we had a flash sale this morning, 200,000 metric tons of corn to unknown for new crop corn. Great to see that on the board. We need to see more of those, especially after the sell-off that we've seen. Seeing those flash sales is huge. Great to see. And maybe it's because of this third headline. 71% of Ukraine corn drier than normal the past 90 days. This is the highest in more than 5 years. So is unknown making a little hedge, saying that Ukraine corn crop's getting smaller and we need to buy some from somewhere else? Maybe. I don't know, Tommy G.
Well, I like it. We'll take the business. I love that crop ratings were up in the state, great state of Iowa, great state of Illinois, and yet corn was able to rally 5 cents. That's a good sign. That's a good sign that funds are starting to cover a little bit. A lot of interesting things happening here. We're in a start of a little weather market, and as you know from what we had from the greatest ATI Pro Media Premium ever from Brady Huck, which was why what was it? Why can't I push you to do more when wheat was on the high?
This is me pushing you. This
This
is
is
me
me
pushing you.
pushing
Back
you.
May 15th.
Right,
Good
not
time.
out of office, but to hedge, right? Not out of office.
Key
This is not
disclosure there.
political. Key disclosure, no. And that was great. And if anyone wants it, I did have a client call yesterday, ATA Pro Media Premium client. He said, I subscribed 3 months ago. I was trying to get a feel for who you guys are, what you do, and I'm in. So he's in trouble is what he's in. He's holding too much old crop. He has nothing new sold. And he said, it's everything you guys say. It's like you know what our position is. Well, to be honest with you, sir, we do know what your position is. The American farmer's long. But this is what you, no, I think it was Connor and I yesterday, right? Connor and I said something, but you were down, below
Yeah.
in the green room. I said something yesterday. It really struck a nerve with him. This is why he called. He said, you said, don't feel bad that you're caught long, American farmer. The whole world farmer's caught long too. He goes, and that got me thinking when all these guys say, oh, the funds are short and, the farmer's long. And, we could, if we each buy a 2-lot, we could fix this. It kind of would work, but briefly. And he goes, I never thought that the whole world farmer has the same junk position we have. And maybe it's not a
Yeah.
junk position. Maybe your
You look
timing
at
is off.
the net short on funds for corn is 1.7 billion bushels, but we've got 3 billion bushels of old crop stocks on the farm
In
still, and we're getting
America,
ready to
right?
raise
Right.
in America, and then getting ready to raise a 15 billion bushel corn crop.
Right.
A lot of bushels coming to market, but
Right. So
yeah.
hoarding isn't just an American thing, and store and ignore is an absolute train wreck this year. Here's a way to store and ignore. But the amount of money it costs to put that grain in those bins is just incredible, and you're going to find that out. I talked to 3 bankers yesterday. They said the math is changing. I had one of those farmers who I did speak to at the Porter County Fair. He's extremely wealthy, big landowner. I doubt he has operating, but he
Mhm.
said his banker called and was nervous. I said, well, he wasn't nervous for you. He's nervous he's going to have to start doing his job. No offense to ag lenders out there. Several of you are clients and you send us clients, but to think if you're going to sit here and look in the screen and say you worked really hard 2 years ago when corn was 750 and the cost of production was 550, the only problem your clients had was that they couldn't get a new gator or a new boat. I mean, but we have totally switched. Speaking of gators and boats, brings me up to another subject. The camper market is being swamped with campers of all sorts of sizes, flavors, RVs, campers.
Really.
We are officially 4 years past COVID when right now, 4 years ago, most camp dealers, trailers, buses, whatever, anything to go spend the night at a
Mhm.
campground, they were sold out
Okay,
because
yeah.
we moved to outdoor activities. And after 4 years of storing that and winterizing it and realizing your kids don't even like camping or they just rather play on their iPhone.
But now
Those
those
are
are all hitting the market again. The
mhm,
used ones and the new ones aren't
yeah,
moving, so they're interesting. That's
yeah,
very interesting. And I remember that time we were looking at campers ourselves of let's go do something, get out of here. In those state park, national parks, they were just
mhm,
swamped and busy and crazy. But all those, everybody's got a lot of things going on right now. And maybe that camper's been sitting around and the wheels haven't turned a little bit and they're putting them back on the market. Interesting
yeah.
insight, Tommy.
So tie into that to the movie The Big Short. The key in the movie The Big Short that made him realize that there was a housing crisis was 30, 60, and 90-day late payments on mobile homes. And
Hmm.
he true story, you can Google it. And when he was looking through the books of the mortgages, he said, wow, uh, people paying car loans are behind and people paying mobile homes are behind. Well, it starts with the smaller items, your 40, 50, $60,000 vehicle, your 20 through, multiple $100,000 camper, your mobile home, mobile park, whatever. But those are the first people to run out of money. And so the people who are struggling the most run out of money first, then all the different classes, we don't need to
Hmm.
go through them. But that was the canary in the coal mine was the 60 and 90-day late notices. And as anyone knows, if you go past 30, you're really going to bang up your credit. And so in the movie The Big Short, you'll see that they're looking through books and books and books of people being late. And so when you see these campers for sale, also on Facebook Marketplace, I sold some stuff the other day. Really Wild West when you sell stuff there, always fun. But um, the I'm friends with hundreds of farmers on Facebook, and I'm seeing all types of equipment hit the market. Matter of fact, I had uh, there's a huge sale going up in North Dakota next few weeks from Steffes, and I had clients who said I paid 400 grand for that exact combine last year. It'll be lucky if it goes for 275 on some used equipment. So keep an eye on those sales. If you need to buy something, bid cheap.
Yeah.
You no longer need to bid through the roof because the people, Brady. I know I'm rambling, but there's a point here. The people selling all this equipment is actually an equipment dealer. This isn't a farm sale. This
Okay.
is an equipment dealer liquidation because they're caught long stuff. So you
Hmm.
may not like 420 corn, but at least you have a bid. When you get into a used equipment market, when you lose your bid, aka 375, 350 cash corn,
Yeah.
and people get tight with their wallets, you're lucky to find a bid. So one of the greatest things about America is currently at the Board of Trade, we have a nice bid in corn, beans, wheat, and all these things. You may not like the price, but you should
Hmm.
be so blessed that we have a bid. And if you don't understand that, you got bigger problems. Back to you, sir.
That's interesting insight. I can't help when you talked about the Facebook Marketplace deal. I can't help but think about the guy standing in the Walmart parking lot or mall parking lot selling a $5 blender, risking his life, knowing who's going to show up here so that my wife can sell this $5 blender. That made me give a chuckle here. But
Yeah,
I've
we
got a
have.
graphic here, Tommy. I want to throw up that talks about weather. It'll probably pull you back into the show here, though. But prepare.
Mhm.
14-day percent of normal precip. Look at that swath of green there from Hurricane Barrel.
Hmm.
That's going to come out of the 14-day precip forecast here going forward. Um, Interesting. The western third, western half of that Corn Belt, Iowa, that 2 week rainfall, there's some red on that screen here. And then you throw in the outlook, and there ain't much in there on that western corn belt. So going to be interesting. Interesting, maybe a little weather market here we got in Ukraine and maybe here in the U.S. But you go back to this conditions, and 10% above a year ago when we raised a record corn crop last year. We got some room to damage his corn crop. It's July. We're going to have heat. We're going to have some dry. We just hope it's not too dry or too extreme, right? It's summer, Tommy.
Mhm. We do have breaking news. I can't believe this. We really, really, really have breaking news. Beep, 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 beep. Existing home sales in the U.S. slumped to one of the slowest paces since 2010 in June, as sellers wait for mortgage rates to fall further and buyers balk at stubbornly high prices. Existing home sales were out at 9 o'clock. Breaking news.
Okay.
Okay, Vance Crow from the Vance Crow podcast just quoted us on the camper market and retweeted it. Vance is an absolutely legend in the ag industry. He's got the
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Legacy podcast, and he's a cool dude. He, yeah, he's a good man, good father. He thinks different, and he's an interesting cat. Thanks for watching, Vance. All right, yeah. So camper market's going to, and can't whistle well, jeepers, but yeah, there you go. Connor Bridgman, long time, first time here. D's 25 457, and no 25 is 1089. Keep 25 crop in mind. Who is that guy? I remember.
Connor B. I've heard of him. I
It was
remember
fun
that guy.
working with him. Yeah, I hope he does well at the new place. Connor taking a day off. Actually, he's probably watching from his office. If he's watching from home, he's got high speed internet. Connor, what's the ETA on fiber in your office? Who, that's going to be a great day.
He might
Absolutely
just need
great
to
day.
call old Elon and get a what's that, Starlink?
Starship. Yeah,
Yeah,
Starship.
installed.
Starlink. Good
I
stuff.
don't
Good
know.
stuff.
Yeah.
We do have some interesting things happening. So you see this existing home sales number come out, and the stock market's still like up. The Dow's up 50, the S&Ps are up 10.
Okay.
Nobody cares. Like when it comes to a stock market, there were vicious rumors last night about the I don't know about they're vicious. There's usually when you hear a rumor, there's about half of it that's true about
Mhm.
the health of United States president. I don't know. I haven't seen any pictures of him or anything else. So I do
I mean,
not
we've
have
had a sell-off in the stock market, right? I mean, we've had a sell-off, and now we're kind of
on
bouncing a little bit off the
Thursday,
low.
Friday, but yeah, we bounced. So
So are
I
we
don't.
just waiting for the next shoe to drop, the next headline versus macro,
It's just a lot of money
the
out there.
next?
A lot of money. Love this corn rally. Love this bean rally. What an opportunity to get caught up on some sales. What an opportunity to get caught up on getting ready. I do know what Tony Dunker is talking about today
Okay.
in premium, and I don't know what she's bringing to it, but she asked, "What do you want to talk about?" And I said, "The next 45 days." So assume today's
Okay.
July 15th. Where do you need to be in position by Sep 1? So Tony Dunker bringing it home with the next 45 days. We also have Justin coming in from Michigan talking about how we did wheat harvest. We're going to record a lot of premiums today, and we'll be on RFD TV, and of course, we will be doing our job as commodity brokers. Real quick, Farmer Brett, go ahead, you get that one.
There we go. Definitely noticed more machinery sitting on Case and John Deere lots compared to 3 years ago. You couldn't find any equipment on their lots. Absolutely, Farmer Brett. He's in Kansas, I believe, too. Not too far from me up there. Maybe a little. Tesla has
Oh,
earnings today, by the way.
thanks, Farmer Brett. I was out of the loop on that. I got up super early, worked out, did some stuff, and yeah, good stuff. Love all that. Love all that. Are one of your kids in the room?
Just walked in. Yeah,
Bring
we're
him on the
still on
show.
summer.
Bring
You
him
want
on
to
the
say
show.
hi,
Yeah,
Camden?
doggone it. That makes my day every time, every day, 100% time. All right, no swearing, youngster. It's a family show. Yeah, little they like minions. They broke a little Brady mold right there. So
Yeah, this one
that's
just barges in. He doesn't care. No
what are you
rules
gonna
with
do?
him. All
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Well, long time listener, first time caller. We'll send him a hat and yeah. He's really we put him on sometimes when after the show, and you never know what questions I'm asking him because you put the headphones on him and he starts answering. And
Yeah.
remember, I was like, "Who do you like better, your mom or your
Yeah,
dad?"
yeah.
You're like, what's going on here?" You know the answers, mom, this, that. So, all right, let's bring in a couple charts here, and this is a family show. He's more than welcome to. Stay around. Matter of fact, I think if you told him he had to leave, he wouldn't anyway. So bring him on the show. Here's the star of the show, besides Brady's kids here. Real quick, let's look at D's Corn, everyone up 4.5, getting less worse, as we like to say in the industry. And we'll take it, doggone it. And let's just blow through these charts. No beans getting less worse. We have some room to go up. They were really affordable down here, but they were really affordable here, and they were really affordable here. Everything was affordable, right? So someone says, "Oh, beans are cheap." Beans were cheaper. They rallied. Beans are cheap. Well, beans kicked your butt down here. A lot of people threw in the towel, sold that old crap, and then we get in a little rally here. Lots of things can happen. I do like this. I would say it's kind of counter seasonal rally that a lot of times this time of year we're tanking, but we've already tanked. If you look back on a weekly of beans, to say beans could go down, I would phrase that let's go monthly, if I can get there. Please stand by. But to say beans could go down, I would say no. Beans have already went down. But boy, scary if they get down to these levels. If this is why the bean bears are staying so vigilant that we can go lower. So with
Yeah. You
depending
look
on
at,
election results and all that, look at how much time we spent here from
I agree.
2014 to 21. These were the camper, new boat. I can't get my Range Rover. I'm upset. Not Range Rover, but my Ranger, my John Deere Gator. I'm upset. And then now is reality check. So yeah, we'll see. I got to say this about the price of the market. I must have talked to 10 different farmers last night at the fair. They're not upset about price. These are grown men and women who've done this for a long time. The markets go up, the markets go down. Many of them live way below their means. I didn't see many Ferraris in the Porter County Fair parking lot. They do own the Ferraris at home. The equipment are the Ferraris, and the land is the mansions, right? But they live in conservative homes here in Northwest Indiana, and have net worths of 10, 15, 20 million. Ag's not going away, folks. It's just the rich are getting richer in ag. The landowner in ag is going to buy the next piece of land that the cash rent cowboy's in trouble. Full disclosure might be the name of the show today. Cash rent cowboy's going out of business. He just wasn't sent the email. So if you need an email and you're a cash rent cowboy, email me. I'll let you know that your gig's up. Your 5 minutes of fame is officially over. Back to you.
That's a great point. Yes, the lots of opportunities the last few years to make good decisions, financial decisions for the long term health of your farm. But some are better positioned to do that than others, and the ability to do that, you know, just different across the operation, and those that are in great position tend to get in a better position, and those in a tough position can get squeezed and become in a worse position going forward. And I think if you're looking at, marketing going forward, tying that back to marketing and grain markets, what we want to do is not dig that hole deeper. 23 crop, 24 crop, 25 crop, you start falling behind on one of those that you have to have a rally on 23 to get those bushels moved. What are you doing on 24? What are you doing on 25? Those are the things that come to my mind when I think about that.
Yeah. B-Huck, I got a bolt. Why don't you talk about cattle real quick? We'll do 2 questions, and then I got to go.
Sounds
What
good.
do you got for cattle, kid?
Choice cutout. I think we're watching the cutout. We're watching slaughter pace going forward. I'm going to throw this graphic up real quick. This is the choice cutout. It's rolled over a little bit the last few weeks. Seasonally, we see some, maybe some pressure going forward. The round, the chuck, they're almost 50% of the cutout value. The lean beef market is supporting the cutout. We're going to get more cows coming to town this fall. Will that add pressure to the lean beef market? Will that add pressure to the chuck and the round and the value that those have because of the ground lean trimmings market? So that's my watch out, my bearish. The supply story hasn't changed. We still got the lowest number of beef cows in 70 years, but the market knows that, and we're $2.50 feeders versus $1.50 feeders. Great opportunity for the Cowboys to go protect values.
So I'm going to show you all how the sausage is made. I just got an email from RFD TV telling me what my subject's going to be. I will be on RFD TV at 1:20, and we're going to talk about how the American birth rate has changed. And I do actually know a little about that. So I'm going to tell you live right now what my talking points are. Ever since the Great Recession of 2008, we've been having less babies as people conserve cash. And then with what's happened with COVID, there was a lot less going out, nightclubs, hanging out, whatnot, and people's habits changed. That's affecting it too. Also, financially, it's never been, if you think it's expensive to raise cattle, you should try kids, right? So is the little Brady Huck Farm of 3 over there, you will be broke for the next 20 years. I don't care how much money you make as a broker selling LRP. There ain't enough LRP in the world to close those kids, feed those kids, and college those kids. So right there, you can catch that at 1:20 on Cow Guy Close. Tommy G, right off the cuff. We're going to light it on fire. We'll be on RFD TV at 11:45. And of course, we're here every day at 9 a.m. You know what? The longer you do this, the better you get at it. Don't you, Brady? You are
practice makes perfect. That's what they tell me, at least, right?
Well, we've had a couple hundred episodes to practice. All right. Any other questions, comments? Any questions, Jojo? Anyone else up there? Jojo says, cut it off. Hey, we're getting the hook. See you, bud.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.